Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Codex Station. It's a special night tonight. It's the 2025 Codex Awards. Not only do you get me, but you get the whole crew. Look at this wall of beautiful people. I'm just in shock and awe. I'm just in shock and awe.
Sonny even crawled out of the woodwork on not a Wednesday.
We had to figure out how to coordinate this.
Look at the head on that one.
Sonny took precious time out of his schedule of busting action figures to come here and join us tonight.
I don't know how he has enough time in a day to destroy.
Not enough time.
Oh, he's got time. All the time.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're in the pre-show right now. We are waiting on our special guest to join us, so we will see when she shows up. But tonight, like I said, it's the 2025 Codex Awards.
Oh,
we're going to be going over some special categories. Oh, is she joining? There we are.
There we go.
Yay.
What's going on?
Now the class in this joint has just gone up by 1,000%.
Yeah, but be careful. Be careful. You're next to Sonny. We are not responsible.
Let's.
I'll behave.
I can't switch him because if I put Chris next to her, it's even worse. Like,
the hat has to stay
Tessa,
dead center. The cat in the hat has to stay center. Okay,
there we go.
Oh, well, look at the sweaters. I like the sweater. The battling.
Yeah,
sweater.
that works out perfect. Yeah. Look at that.
Yep. It's like we're matching.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, this is the Codex Awards show. We're still in the pre-show here, so we'll give another minute or two, and then we'll jump into the awards.
Mobius.
What's up, Mobius? Joining us from the UK. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Good to see you, as always.
So how's everyone doing tonight?
Splendid.
Saturday night,
hanging out with you guys, so
lose.
it'll be better.
High and functioning, but not high functioning.
When are you ever?
Still showed up.
Wait a minute. When are you ever?
He coordinated his way to the
I haven't
computer
been high
today.
functioning for 30 years.
I know. So why is this any different from any other Saturday night?
He's high and he's functioning, but he's not high functioning.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. The viewership just dropped. Oh,
Oh, goodness. All right. Do we want to just run through the categories for our people in the pre-show right now, what we're covering tonight?
You want to run through the categories? You want to run through the jungle, baby?
Oh, we save the jungle for later. Save the jungle for later.
Why do I feel
Jungle
uncomfortable?
It's only 9 p.m. right now. That's after. That's
Oh,
after.
you're right. Jungle time is much later in the show.
Yes, that's right.
That's usually after 11.
We got a time frame for that specifically.
Right.
All right, folks. We're going to go over certain categories tonight. We've got best surprise, best artist, best writer, best current series, best series read. Now, these will the best series read now is not something that came out this year, but something that you read in this year. So that's the only stipulation with that one.
It could be something that came out this year.
It could be something that
It
came out.
could be, but it does not have to be.
Correct. And then we got a best event, a top publisher, cover of the year, and our legacy award for later.
Which is something that we restructured this year. So.
About 1,000 times.
Yep. But we hit the winning combination now, baby.
I get calls from Uncle Gary at 8:30 in the morning going, I got to talk to you about this.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
We got to lay our foundation for this Hall of Fame. And Dan, and kudos to Dan for saying that, let's make it like a Hall of Fame. He started that last year. So we're putting on that germ kernel of a great idea.
All right.
I want to say welcome to our special guest, Tessa, that was just on with us last week for Character of the Week.
Yes.
Hello, Tessa.
What a great episode that was, too.
Howdy. What a nerd. Nerds.
We saw what you did there.
How are you doing? This is your first time on what with Jamie, with Mike, with Sonny, with Chris, right?
Yeah, usually I hang out with the users.
Yeah.
Did she say the usual 3 losers? Is that what she said?
Yeah.
She said Hoosiers.
Hoosiers.
I think she said losers. No, she's not wrong.
It's an hour and a half of gawking. That's what I'm saying.
But good to have me on. Glad to
Well,
have you here.
Yes.
Well, look,
Yes.
the
Great to find
viewership usually tunes in
It
to look
does.
at me, and then she's distracting from that.
I don't know. Like we had to put like a barrier on guessing out thanks to Tessa. It's great. Like they're like, oh, can we have this person? And I'd be like, no, can't. Why? Because you're just distracting from our crew. Like
Can't have that. Can't have that at all. Well, I did create a special intro for tonight. Don't worry, it's not 10 minutes long. It's just
Five.
under 40 seconds.
Ooh,
And damn, I needed a break. I was
yeah. Got
going to
bothered
go
there for a minute.
run to the snack
For
bar.
number one, but maybe not a number two.
Maybe.
Well, as long
Depends.
as it's
It
number
depends.
three.
If you've had your colonoscopy prep, it might be just enough.
Well, this turned south very quickly.
That's what we do here.
I know.
Shit.
And it isn't even past 9 for me yet. So, like, Jesus.
Does everyone have their Brown Lantern rings?
Over there, yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yes,
should
I
have.
do.
Mine's in a bag because it still smells from when I got shipped to me.
Did you pick a name for the kitten yet?
His name is Zatara, actually.
Nice.
Is that his last name and Giovanni's his first name?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
My little guy.
Aw.
Love it.
I love cats.
Love it. All right. Are we ready to launch this sucker and kick off the show?
Yeah.
That's right.
Right.
Oh,
You gonna lead it off then, Sal, and then I'll jump.
Kick tires and light fires.
Yep. I'll go ahead and lead this off. I'll kick off this intro and then I'll jump right into that first segment.
All
All right, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, stand by. What the first segment is biggest surprise.
Okay.
All right, folks. Stand by. We'll be right back.
Whether you like it or not.
And so he says, that's not what you're supposed to do with
Well, look at the top hat there.
Oh God. You look like you're about to shoot Abraham Lincoln in a booth. What the
Look at that
I
hat.
thought you did there in a booth, booth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
That's awesome, man.
Don't be jealous of the drip.
That's
When
right.
he wears that, he can allow his head to relax and actually fill it.
There you go.
Dan,
Just
how
went
many
for the
times
Amish
do you
look
think
It's
there.
natural shape.
You look like you got uncasted for the Blues Brothers. Like
Listen, when I love the award show, the intro, but maybe the Codex station should be right on Oscar's crotch. I think that would.
Next
That would be
year.
apropos, wouldn't it?
yeah,
Orange whip.
we'll
Orange
tweak
whip.
it.
Be dead on.
All right, folks, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Codex Station. It's the 2025 Codex Award Show. Not only are you getting me, but you're getting the whole crew, plus another very special guest star right below me. Tessa is a nerd. Welcome, lady and gentlemen, to the show.
And Chris.
And Chris. Don't forget
He's
Chris.
a breed of his own.
As we said in the pre-show, we have certain award categories where we're going over biggest surprise, best artist, best writer, best current series, best series read, best event, top publisher, cover of the year, and of course, we're going to wrap things up with the Legacy Award. All right. So let's go ahead and kick this off. And let's see who wants to go first for biggest surprise. Jamie.
Oh, yeah, me.
Whoa.
Nice.
That was a big surprise to him just now.
Yeah,
well,
I was like,
surprise.
I was figure we go with Mike, but I guess not. So for my biggest surprise of the year, I'm going with the Marvel Ultimate Universe coming to an end without Hickman
that's what
even
I
knowing.
said.
No, the reason I picked this is because it's so hilarious that Hickman had zero fucking idea that it was coming to an end, even though he only said he was doing 24 issues of Spider-Man, and he finds out at New York Comic Con
At
that
a panel live.
yeah, and he's like, wait, this is ending? I thought it was just I thought I was done. And they're like, no, if you're done, then why are we still going?
So I guess it was Hickman's biggest surprise too.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
But it's like, how do you get rid of your biggest book line on your publishing side that actually is doing something?
Hey,
What's up,
Pam.
Pam? Welcome.
Hi,
And,
Pam.
Hey.
the best Spider-Man book being published. To
Yeah,
boot.
without Spider-Man even in it half the time.
Yep.
We get
Very
one
true.
more issue.
Very true. Very
Well,
true.
technically 5 after that because I got Endgame.
Well, yeah.
So
Well, I meant one more issue of Spider-Man.
yeah. All
Very
right.
true. All right. So Mike, why don't you go ahead and give us your pick for biggest surprise?
Mine is actually the latest DC event, DCKO, is actually pretty good. You know,
Yeah.
I
they
have to
they
agree
say
with
the
that.
heroes are going to be fighting to the death and stuff like that, and they're actually giving us some of that. So I'm enjoying it. So I'm actually pleasantly surprised.
There you go.
Prompting pulled up an upset over Vixen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Biggest
was going to
surprise.
get to that. I was going to get to that. How your Vixen pick went.
Mhm.
Hey,
Yeah,
spoilers
you
for
weren't getting
those
off
of
the
us that
hook.
have not read it yet, even though it was obvious what's going to happen.
Well, I don't think that's a spoiler. I think everybody on the planet except for Sonny had that one picked right.
Very true. All right, Dan. How about you? What you got?
Let me refer to my paper here.
I was waiting for the monocle.
Nice,
So
Okay,
my
Monopoly Man.
Mr. Peanut.
Mr. Peanut.
oh yeah, the
Mr.
full
Penis.
peanut. Maybe next year I'll get the cane too.
Mm-hmm.
So my biggest surprise, unfortunately, is the only real negative thing for my picks tonight.
No.
It's how bad Hush 2 is. You know,
Mm.
I know some people didn't like the original Hush. I love the original Hush storyline. And, Jim Lee's one of my favorite artists. And Jeff Loeb, is hit or miss, but because writes some really great stuff. But, the story's bad. The characterization is not good. The art's, it's decent, but it's not, it's lost something. And you look at it, it's the same. It's like the whole same creative team, colorist, inker, everything. And the, and the shipping schedule with it is just an embarrassment. So, that's my biggest surprise is just
Everything's bad about it.
If there-
how bad it is, the whole way around.
If
They're
there was a
mailing it in. That's
biggest
all they're doing.
pissed off
Really?
moment of the year,
Just a cash
that would
grab?
be mine.
Yeah,
Very true.
very
I agree.
disappointing considering the creative team behind it.
And with
Batman-
the hype around it and all the alternate covers that they did for the
Yeah.
first part, and
Yeah,
Batman doesn't use guns, shoots Jason Todd right in the face. Yeah, that's great. Spoilers. Sorry if you haven't read it because it's been delayed for 12 months.
Nice, Pam.
nice.
Nice, Pam.
I've said it before. It's so embarrassing that they have Volume 3 of Batman running
Yeah.
concurrently with Volume 4 because of the shipping delays on
That's
Volume 3.
horrible. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's crazy.
less. Yeah,
Who's
the
running that
creative
show?
delays.
Yeah.
The guy that's drawing it.
Yeah, Lee. Yeah.
Mm, mhm.
Uh,
All
Head of
right.
the head of the company is slacking off.
it's ridiculous.
Out playing golf somewhere. All right, Tessa, you're up next. Give us your biggest surprise.
So I was gonna do the Ultimate Universe ending, but since that was sniped, I'm gonna say Ryan North getting some DC love. I definitely thought he was
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be camping out at Marvel.
It's a good one.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yep,
That was
that's
a good
true.
one.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's going to Flash.
Okay. Very good. All right, Gary, you are up next. What's your biggest surprise?
My biggest surprise is a book that I hadn't expected to read anything like for 30 years. That is this Titans Annual right here, the 2020
Oh, yeah.
Annual by Phil Jimenez. This book is straight out of the goodness of the Marv Wolfman, George Perez
Wow.
Titans run.
Very true.
With its storyline, with its tone, with its just wonderment. I know Mike felt the same way because that's one of his favorite runs of all time. And I was totally blown away. I did not see this book coming. It didn't hinge on a current storyline. It was just kind of a sequel to Who is Donna Troy. And it was just done with loving respect. And Wolfman and Perez kind of made cameos in it, characters based on them.
That's cool.
So this was a beautiful, loving tribute. Came out of nowhere, surprised me in a most wonderful fashion. So kudos to Jimenez for this book.
It's
And
fantastic.
Great
Okay,
cover.
Very good.
Mhm.
Awesome.
I have to check that out.
And you
Yeah.
can tell with Jimenez that Perez is a huge influence on him.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely, and he'll be the first one to tell you that. But that book was just lovingly done.
Mhm.
And I told Mike, I said, "My God, this takes me back to the to the early to mid 80s with the Titans is it's just like it's a book that could have come out. It could have been an annual to that run.
Titans Peak.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
All right, Sonny, you are up next. Let's have it.
My biggest surprise of the year was Marvel and DC having a crossover, and then I'm choosing for it to be Batman and Deadpool. So beginning of the year, I didn't think they were going to be crossing over, and then especially for it to be those two. So that was a surprise, and I enjoyed it. I liked it. That was a fun comic.
All right,
So
very
that
good.
was mine.
All right,
Very good.
Chris, you're up next.
I'm going to have to say, and this, I guess it shouldn't have really come as a surprise, but I'm going to have to say that the death of Jim Shooter was surprising and hit me pretty hard. And speaking of guys who used to make everything run on time, Jim Shooter was a legend. A lot of guys that worked under him disliked him, and that was because he made them work at a time when they'd rather be slacking off. Who doesn't want to slack off? Who doesn't hate a tough boss? We all do. But I think he was a fair boss, and he was an incredible creator that started at 14 years old, writing for DC.
Yep.
Yeah, 13.
13.
Yeah, and his whole life was an incredible achievement. It just, I guess, as I slowly creep up on 60, every death is surprising to me.
Sick. You slowly creep up on
They're
60.
just dropping off like flies.
Are you taking a shot at the only 60-year-old on this panel? But
Not at all, sir.
I
Not at all,
think
sir.
you
You're-
are.
Who's
you're,
60?
60
You look much younger than I do.
Not older. You look like you're maybe a year older than me, Uncle Gary. What are you talking
61, baby. Look at that. Woo!
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed.
about?
Same.
I still can't get my
Yeah.
arms that big.
You don't look a day over 40.
Well, that's the goal.
That's right. Long live the Legion.
Long live the Legion. Pam,
You hear that, Sonny?
long live the Legion, baby.
Love the
I
Legion.
agree.
try to put
Biggest
a
surprise of the
Legion
year. Sonny finds
Oh,
out who the
oh,
Legion actually is.
on
Remember that?
I did read Legion comics. Oh, it
There
was
was a
fun.
revolt on the podcast when he tried to put Matter Eater Lad on the F list. Oh yeah.
How dare he?
How
What,
dare
what did he?
Oh.
What did he
he
do?
saved the
Saved the
damn
damn
universe,
universe.
is what he did. That's right.
And he gave some great panels too. Some of those are hilarious.
Mm-hmm. All right, so for my choice on biggest surprise, I actually went with the series One World Under Doom. I actually thought that this was going to be, it's another Doom story. He's going to try to take over the world, blah, 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 blah. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it because, he becomes the ruler of Earth, and arguably the Earth gets better. It gets better under his rule. I mean, the heroes are divided, sure, but Doom may be right. And that's the whole terrifying thing about this whole series. He may be actually right in what he was doing. So I really liked that. I thought it was written well. I forget who wrote it right off the top of my head, but
Ryan North, right?
Yeah, North wrote it.
yes, that's right. So I actually really enjoyed that series, and it was a big surprise to me because I thought I was going to read issue number 1 and be like, I'm not doing any more of this. But
Is Doom busy now? Because he might be able to help us here.
he might be.
He's
Let's see
writing
how
it
much.
well.
Let's see how much it costs an hour to get him on the show.
See if he's
Hey,
got a-
weren't you supposed to wear a Doom shirt today, Sal?
Yeah, I had a Doom shirt, but Jamie said not to wear it.
I never
It was
said
offensive.
anything.
He
Oh,
said
He wanted you shirtless.
There was a
Mobius.
dirty word.
It
There
was
was a dirty
offensive.
word
It
on
was
it.
Am I allowed
thank
to
you
show it?
so
Am
much
I allowed
for
to
that.
show it?
Hang on,
Huh?
real fast. We're throwing this out there before you
Yes.
do that. Mobius, thank you. Stop clicking stuff.
I'm just telling you.
Stop.
All right.
Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships,
Yes,
brother. I
thank
do
you, buddy.
appreciate it.
Yes.
Nice.
Now we get 5 more people getting to see what we do every week.
Nice.
Those 4 people.
Yeah.
And
Well,
but yes,
hey,
your-
it's
your
their
Doom
choice.
shirt.
Thank you.
It's there too. Okay, so saw
They're
this.
all-
I had to get it.
That
First
shit
off,
was so
that was never ran through the table for me. I would have
That's-
approved that in a heartbeat.
No, you didn't. You said, hell no, you wear that shirt, you're fired again. So
I-
therefore, I didn't wear it.
Show me the proof.
Maybe that should have been the biggest surprise. Jamie hasn't fired Sal in a while.
That's true. That's
Ooh.
true.
that, yeah.
Sal
I
used
was
to get fired weekly.
I was going to say more than that. I was like 2 or 3 times a week I was getting fired.
He isn't
I was
doing
getting
good
fired
on
in the
the show.
chat channels, and I was getting fired on the
Yeah,
show.
it was just too hard to keep up with. I was like, Sale on this week, did I fire him? And then we had to keep going.
That's a damn shame.
He's
when-
like the clergy. They just bounce him from place to place.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. All right,
Well,
ladies and
he
gentlemen,
always stays crispy cool in the slabatorium.
that's right. It's a crisp 39
The
degrees here in the
slavatorium.
slavatorium.
Slabatorium.
That's right.
It's crisp.
It's like
All
a
right.
freezer in there.
It's crisp. Our next, our next category tonight is best artist, and Jamie, go ahead and kick us off on this one.
Yeah, so cover artist of the year.
No, not cover artist, best artist.
I got cover artist for number 2.
Me too.
Yeah.
Cover artist.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I have artist and then cover artist from Dan.
Oh.
Yeah, I have artist and cover artist.
Okay, we'll go
They're
artist. It
setting
doesn't
us
matter.
up, Jamie. They're setting us
Yeah.
Illinois guys.
I
up.
know that. Yeah, it sucks. But we'll go artist. So best artist of the year award. So we're gonna kick that off with Mike.
All right. Well, it's best artist of the year coming from one of my favorite books, Something's Killing the Children, Werther Dell'Edera. I'm sure I'm brutally destroying that name.
And was also on Green Lantern Dark this past year.
Yes,
Incredible
definitely.
storyline, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got to read. Thanks to Mike. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All
Very
right.
fantastic.
Sonny, who do you got, brother?
I have for best artist Dan Mora. Been checking a lot of his works, on Transformers, on Justice League Unlimited, and some World's Finest. So, yeah, he's been doing quite a bit. Dan Mora, like I
That's
said,
so fun that you guys picked like exact opposite kind of art styles.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah. So that's why pretty cool. That's why we like to even review stuff. Yeah,
Well,
but,
ask Mike how
Dan
many
Mora for me.
copies of Something is Killing the Children he has.
All of them.
Well, for a book that has like 45 issues, I have 278.
Yeah.
Sickness. It's part of the sickness, my friend.
Well, it's
I
funny
get-
because that's exactly how many issues of Venom Sal buys every month.
Yeah. Just for the
Every
one.
week. That's every week. What are we talking about?
All right, Dan, what do you got, buddy?
Let me refer to my list again. Yeah, so I know even though I picked him last year and I was going to pick someone different this year, I'm pretty sure this is who I picked last year. I had to go with again, and I got to agree with Sonny. It's Dan Mora. I love his art style, and he just draws everything. Like he's a robot or something. He doesn't sleep. I don't know, but it seems like every big book DC has are like get more to draw it. And now he's doing Transformers on top of it too, on top of Superman and Justice League and World's Finest and events, and he just does it all, and it all looks fantastic.
He's borrowing some of that Let It Snow from Deadpool just to get through these books.
Well, and I like that in Justice League Unlimited with such a huge cast that he does make each character look distinctive too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He does.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
true.
A lot of artists have a hard time doing that. And
Yeah.
All right, Uncle Gary.
All right. Well, it would have been really easy for me to go with last year's pick, which was Ivan Reyes, for what he's doing on Hyde Street. But I kept it in the Ghost Machine family, and Brian Hitch is doing it for me on Redcoat. I really like what Brian Hitch is doing on that book, and I love that book. And Brian Hitch is a big reason why. So that's my guy.
and he's a phenomenal
yeah.
artist.
He is a phenomenal.
Has been.
Yes.
He's really good.
All right, Tessa, who do you got for best artist of the year?
Hayden Sherman, their layouts are incredible. I love Into the Unbeing. Part 2 is just as phenomenal. Obviously, Absolute Wonder Woman is fantastic. Batman Dark Patterns with Dan Waters, one of the
Yes.
most underrated DC books this year.
It,
Great book. Great
Yeah.
book.
me and Uncle Gary raved that book.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Chris.
I went with Ivan Reyes, and for the reason that Uncle Gary chose him last year. I mean, his work is phenomenal.
It is.
Hyde Street. He's just so good. He's just
Yeah.
so good.
I mean, damn good. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
solid.
Gary.
I mean, he's always been great, and I said it before. He's doing the best stuff of his career, and that says a lot because he's done some damn good stuff in his career.
Look what Ghost Machine is throwing out. They're throwing out Reyes on Hyde Street. They're throwing out Hitch on Redcoat. They're throwing out Fabok on Rook.
Yep.
And they're throwing out Gary Frank on Geiger. I mean, I could have picked any of those guys, to be honest with you, and I considered them all.
Johnson's put together an all-star team for those books. I mean, they're amazing.
They
He
are.
put together the Avengers of Image. So
And Rook is just an amazing book. I love
Oh.
that.
Yeah.
I
Just so good.
Yeah.
can't talk enough.
Now we
good
got
about it.
spiders.
Yeah.
Great. They're my nightmares. Sal, buddy, who do you got?
All right. So for best artist, I got Mark Spears. Mark Spears on all his monster books, freaking amazing. You know.
Yeah, the interiors on those are pretty sweet.
I actually got that one too.
You got that one?
Yeah, I got that one too.
I was really close to picking him. He
I
blew up this year.
Can't wait to get more of those. Can't get away more of those. For cover artist, I went with David Nakayama, DNA, because his stuff is just amazing, especially when it does the negative space variant type stuff. Awesome stuff.
So you did artist and cover artist with the turnaround. Look how smooth that was.
Wow.
That was
I did.
smooth. Yeah.
I'm a smooth operator. Let me
That's
tell you.
impressive, man.
Isn't just all that baby oil on your head.
Well, you're number one.
That's right.
That's Post of the Year nominee.
Yeah. All right. So for my artist of the year, I'm going with somebody that nobody picked. I'm going with David Finch for Skinbreaker.
Oh
I
yeah,
think that's
Finch is good.
It's been fantastic every issue, and it looks just aesthetically pleasing every time I look at it. You always find new things when you read one of, like, go back and reread the book. So
I'll have to check that out.
yes, very, very good. All right, Sal.
All right, for our next segment is going to be best writer.
What
And,
about
Are we doing cover artist now?
oh, I did cover artist. I thought we were.
You
What
did.
about
Nobody
cover
else
artist?
did.
You
Nobody
did
else
cover
did.
artist.
What about me?
Yeah.
What about Raven?
Fight.
Oh, you guys are killing me.
I
Guys
found
are not
everyone else
Killing
told
me,
me.
Smalls.
I sent out the order, and guess what? It got flipped.
My pick for best publisher
I
is
have a copy and paste directly from your chat.
Yeah, that's what I used it off of too.
Okay.
Mike. What's your event of the year?
Yeah.
My event of the year.
Is when me, Mike, and Chris
There's gonna be a
went to
Codex
blank,
KO
blank, blank.
book coming out. There's gonna be a Codex KO book coming out. I can
Yeah.
feel it right now.
Mm.
All right,
Release.
cover artist of the year. I went with DNA, David Nakayama.
He knocked a home, didn't he?
Yeah,
No.
knock it home. So, all right. So, Mike, what you got for cover
Nakatomi
artist? now?
Towers.
Cover artist, I'm going to go with the
Nakatomi
standard. I'm going to go with Jim Lee.
Nice.
Just you
Nice.
can't beat him.
Mm-hmm.
Always good stuff there. All right, Dan, who do you have?
Let's see. I have.
You're gonna go blind reading that. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go directly to jail.
Look, I'm committed to the bit. Okay.
And I give you full
This
credit.
is a bit.
The show must go on.
Full credit, sir.
I thought this was a normal Saturday night for you, like before you jump on.
Well, you know,
We
I
don't
wanna
see
hear
him at
some
9 o'clock.
Cheerios.
This is
I know.
normal. By 11, he changes, but this is what he's doing from 9 to
He
11.
tries to put on that like rugged, I don't give a shit personality beforehand, but when he's not on air, he is.
He's
the
a, he's
third
a
Blues
button-down dandy is what he is.
Button down dandy.
don't hate
All
me
right.
because you ain't me.
I can't. I know. I just jealousy.
Oh,
Peanut
what's up,
butter and
Richard?
jelly.
Thank you for joining us.
Hey, Richard. Good to have you.
Hey,
Good to have you on.
Richard.
For my pick, I just had to go with the GOAT, Alex Ross.
Yeah,
It-
that's a good
we
one.
got he's traveling cross country for Christmas, huh?
Ah,
Yeah,
Yes,
you know,
well-
he's got the timeless covers, you know, and then all the other various covers he does, but especially the Fantastic Four stuff is
The
Yeah.
Thor.
and the Thor.
and the Thor covers too are just
Oh,
amazing. Yeah, on that last Thor series, that was the only good thing about it was the covers.
right. And almost one of them,
That's
my
true.
cover of the year was almost the one where Thor was reflected in Baldur's axe.
I
Yeah.
thought you were
Oh.
picking that.
Yeah, I almost picked that one.
I had that
It was
covered
reflected
ready.
in Baldur's ass.
In his
Wow,
app.
that
That's
cover.
right. And it was
Quite uncomfortable.
it sparked a Brown
Everybody.
Lantern ring out of it.
And whoever could pull it out became
Became the king.
But yeah,
king of,
I had to go with
You're king
I
of
had to go with
Asgard.
Ross. It's just
of
you know,
Asgard.
Yeah,
Asgard. That's right. Asgard.
Yeah, I had to go with Ross's stuff.
we're all just adults
Continues
here
to
at
be
Codex
phenomenal.
Station. I apologize
Donkeys.
for nobody.
If he was wearing adamantium drawers, it would be an Asgard.
That would be, wouldn't it?
Would be.
All right. Good choice, Dan. Alex
Brought
Ross.
to you by
always good choice.
Asgard.
All right, I'm done.
Tessa, you're up next. Who do you have?
I have Alexander Lozano. I've been really into their stuff for a while. They do really interesting like character designs, and I feel like they finally started blowing up a bit with that Summer of Superman Supergirl cover that they did. And I like that they're getting more love now. I really like how they do stuff.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, Gary, who do you have?
Visual aids, baby.
Oh, we love visual aids.
Visual aids.
Nice.
Vermejo, baby.
Wow.
Vermejo.
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 You know, he was my guy last year, and he is killing it with
Look
these
at that.
DC books.
No, I knew you were going to pick Bermejo. That's
You
why.
better don't take any. You better not have any DC books because I know which one you'll grab if that's the case, and don't do that because that might be my cover.
I'm not. I'm done. I'm just showing these, but that's Vermejo. You know, it's. You know, he is again that one. My God, look
That's
at
a great cover.
that. That is so phenomenal. So yeah, Lee Vermejo was my man. Yep, swoon. You're absolutely right.
He's the only guy brave enough to draw a Batman book and draw Batman's dick in it.
There you go.
Batwang.
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 Batwang. All right,
Who's
Sonny.
Batawang?
Sonny, you're up next.
Me?
Who do you have?
He's been arrested for throwing it at people.
Uncle Gary can show more comics because I also went with Lee Bermejo.
There you go.
Those covers you
They
mentioned,
are.
but also some Spider-Man work.
Amazing.
Some of those
Yes.
DC ones.
Oh,
So,
that one Spider-Man cover was close to being my cover pick of the year.
Yeah, the dude is not a one-trick pony. He's
No.
killing it. He's
Yeah.
killing it across the board with companies. So yeah, I mean
so I
that
went with
dude.
him. I became a big fan of his this year, even from his past work, and then checked out what he did this year. So for me, it's definitely Lee Bermejo.
It's a good choice.
All right, very good. Very good. Chris, how about you?
I too went with Ross. I mean, he's just been phenomenal.
Dan agrees with your choice.
And everything he does is eye candy.
Yeah.
And
Just
I'm a
like you are,
diabetic.
baby.
He's killing me.
Just like you are, baby. You are eye candy.
Nice.
It's
Good
licorice,
choice,
but it's eye candy.
All right,
the
Jamie.
aids and visual aids. Yeah, we're gonna make it a three-peat here. We're gonna go with Lee Bermejo too. I think that everything that guy touches has sold so well, and just being in I would say most of the blind bag too. You know, it's great to see what he can do. It takes that what you grab off the rack, seeing visually, like variant wise, like amazing aesthetically.
I'm surprised. I'm kind of surprised Spears didn't come up as cover artist the way he's blown up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great one.
Yeah, he was close on my list. He was close.
All right, so that wraps up that category. Next category, Jamie, do you want to take over next category?
Okay, I'm gonna ask the group here. Do we have writer next? Because if we don't,
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Ride or die.
Like,
All right. Next up, we have best writer of the year, and we're gonna start this one off with Tessa.
It's got to be Kelly Thompson. Birds of Prey just wrapped up, and that was one of my like sneaky favorite books over at DC. Obviously, absolutely Wonder Woman is phenomenal. I feel like she can just do no wrong for me.
Nice.
You know
That
what?
is an absolutely great pick.
I enjoyed that book a lot too. I love
Birds of
the
Prey?
yes, I love the relationship between Barda and Little Bat.
Yes!
We need a Barda book.
I'm with you on that one. Yeah, just her relationship with Cass was just phenomenal, and it was great. I love Canary being flustered by Barda, and every now and then going, "I guess that was a pretty good idea." So, Barda is great in that book. So it's just a really good book.
Has that hit the trade market yet, or no?
I don't know.
Has it trade yet? Or
I
no?
don't
It
know that
started,
they-
but the last volume is not yet. Because the last
Yeah, because the last issue just was last month, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right then.
Yep.
Very cool.
All right. Sal.
All right, so for best writer, excuse me, I went with Benjamin Percy for the Predator versus Spider-Man run because that was freaking awesome as well. I love that.
Was
Every issue.
insane.
Well, he's doing all the Predator Marvel books, right?
He's doing all the
Versions.
Predator Marvel books. So yeah. That's what I went with.
All right, Mighty Mike.
all right. So I am going with Jeff Lemire.
Nice.
What writer can write JSA and Minor Arcana? I mean, two divergent books totally different thing. Plus, I love his artwork. I know Gary's a big fan of his artwork.
Oh, he loves it.
Yeah. If Jeff Lemire is writing it, I'm so excited. If he's drawing it, it's just
Yeah.
I can't look at it. It's so
No,
good.
if you
like
want
putting
someone who's going to
pencils
grab
in
your
my
feels, it's going to be Jeff Lemire. I love his work.
Yeah, but if he's writing it, I am on board. As soon as he starts drawing it, can't look at it. I want to gouge my eyes out with a spoon.
All right, Dan.
All right, let me refer to my.
You get that monocle? There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
He's
All right,
100%
for writer, I had to go with Jeff Johns, just because what you guys have said, like what you said with Lemire, with the different thing, just the variety of stuff that he does. Like we all know that he can do the superhero stuff from what he's done in the past, but with all the Ghost Machine stuff and all the different varieties that Redcoat is this like historical fiction thing that I'm assuming takes a lot of research to get all this stuff accurate with where it fits in and get details right, and then he's doing Hyde Street, which is this great horror Twilight Zone homage book, and he's doing Rook Exodus, which is this really cool action sci-fi thing, and then he's doing Geiger, which is a cool post-apocalyptic Mad Max sci-fi kind of thing too, and just doing all these different genres and doing them all so well is just fantastic. So he had to be my pick, and especially the I won't spoil it for anyone that hasn't read it yet, but the last page of last week's issue of Geiger, it's like yes, this I've been waiting for this for years.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right.
That's
Chris?
comic goodness in its purity, right, Dan?
Yes, exactly.
I know with that monocle, he saw what I did there.
Yeah, I saw it all.
Is it me?
Yes, it's you.
I think Dan's been looking at my list.
with that
I
monocle.
too went with Johns, and I'm
looking down at it.
I'm a
So
huge
yeah,
fan
you
of
can see the
John's,
list. Yeah.
all of John's work, and and he never seems to fail me. I mean, I wasn't exactly a big fan, and Gary knows this, of the Justice Society issue 12 of that last series, or whatever it was, of that last series that they did. Seemed really rushed, because I think rushing to get Lemire's JSA going, but I'm not sure what happened there, if he had some family issues or what. But
Maybe too many irons in the fire.
yeah, that happens.
Mm-hmm.
That happens, and he's just phenomenal, though. I mean, he's never let me down.
And people forget before he blew up at DC, he did have a pretty good storyline on Avengers too.
He sure did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Very true.
Absolutely. Just an
All
amazing
right.
player.
Sonny. Me? I'm going with Jed McKay. I have been loving X-Men. I know with Age of Revelation, some people are, but me, I've been loving it. I've been getting the spin-offs. There's so many to get, so I still have some catching up to do. But I've been loving X-Men leading to it with the whole story. I'm loving it. So it's good to have me be huge into something current in X-Men. So
You're drinking the Kool-Aid.
yeah.
Phew.
Going with
He
Jed
was my
McKay.
pick last year for Moon Knight.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my pick.
All right, Uncle Gary.
Well, last year I picked Jeff Johns. So this year I'm going to shake it up and I'm going to pick the writer that's writing Hyde Street, the writer that's writing Redcoat, the writer that's writing Rook, and the writer that's writing Geiger. And that is
a beautiful cover, man.
It is a beautiful cover.
Yeah,
that is
look at that.
Who is that? Oh yeah, Jeff Johns.
I want that as a tat on my back.
Well,
That is awesome.
It is cool.
yeah. So good stuff. So yeah, Jeff Johns. He's just killing it on those 4 books. And again, they're such disparate books. I mean, wow. He's just killing it.
He's so multi-talented.
Yeah, that dude.
Yeah.
He is. I'm going to say he's going to go down as one of the greatest writers in comic history when all's said and done.
Yeah, he's a hell of a storyteller.
Yes, he is. So
Mhm.
yeah, my pick, and that pick for writer wasn't even close. Again, 2 years running for me.
Very cool.
All right. Well, for me, best writer is going to somebody that writes another whole universe of books, and that is the guy coming out of Tiny Onion, James Tynion the fourth. Exquisite Corpses, Sons of
Yeah,
Killing
that's-
Children, Red Book, was it Invisible Man?
Invisible Man was very good.
That was
Yeah.
good.
So much coming out of there. It's not even funny. So the guy's like the Dan Moore to me of writers.
That's a cool cover. That's right.
Richard,
Next year.
that is on point, brother.
That's
Next
not
year,
every
that's a
point.
category.
Every week when we go to the shop, if I see a foil cover on the rack or I see one of the the ratio ones behind the counter, I'm like, Sal, I'm like, it's foil. Like I try and talk. Sometimes I'm able to talk him into buying them.
That's very
He's
true.
got a weakness.
It's marinara and foil.
And foils.
Foily Marinara.
Well, we all love marinara, man.
Who doesn't?
It's delicious.
Communist.
That's why Sal likes disco balls, because to him it's like a foily meatball.
There you go.
I thought it was just the clothes I wear during the disco.
During the disco era,
During the disco era. Yep.
when you were staying alive.
Yes, sir.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, I know.
It's a
All right,
tragedy.
Sal.
Okay, so next up is going to be our best current series. This is something you're reading right now that you're loving and can't get enough of. So, Jamie, do you want to kick us off with yours here, or do you want to go last?
I can go now. That's fine. Mine, no surprise here. It's got to be Rook Exodus. I
Mm-hmm.
love that book. I love the storytelling in it, even though that's the only book that's taking breaks with Ghost Machine right now. Just the storytelling alone and how it's going about itself is just fantastic.
It's so good.
Mighty
I
Mike.
agree.
All right. So best current series. I'm going to go with not just my favorite, but I'm sure my buddy Chris's favorite, the JSA. Really loving it.
Nice.
It's a very good book.
I'm shocked you didn't pick Something's Killing the Children.
Yeah.
Well, stay tuned.
Ooh. There's a mystery afoot. All right, Dan, you are next.
Next,
Please
all
refer
right.
to your notes.
Yeah, let me refer to my notes here. I also picked a Ghost Machine book. I did not pick Rook Exodus, even though that is fantastic. I went with my favorite of the Ghost Machine books, which is Red Coat. I love how it's showing the different periods in Simon's life, or where he's going through all these different time periods, and I'm always excited to see, when one storyline ends, I'm excited to see, all right, what's the next time period he's going to be in. And the art, Hitch's art on it is fantastic, and unlike the other Ghost Machine books that they're all doing, it's been totally it's been consistent with the art too. Hitch has done every issue. Fabok took the break with Rook. They've had fill-in artists with Geiger and with Hyde Street, and even though they're good, it's still the fill-in artist. But Hitch has been there consistently every month with it too, and it looks fantastic, and the story's great. And how they have that beginning line in Hyde Street. I like how they have the opening line and all the issues of Red Coat too. My name is Simon Pure, but you'll find out I'm anything but.
Yep.
It's absolutely fantastic.
And that book has been optioned.
Yes, option for a movie. So we'll see if it gets made, but that that could be really cool too. That could be a really cool series.
Awesome. All right, Tessa, you're up next. What do you got?
So one I want to talk about is No Place. It's from a new publisher called Ignition Press. It's Tim Seeley. Stefano Simone is one of my low-key favorite interior artists. I love Midlife that came out a few years ago. But I'm not usually a fantasy girly, but it's definitely worth it. It kind of goes into a bunch of different fantasy worlds, and it's what happens to the worlds after you leave it. So think sorry, my cat is attacking my phone. So it's like what happens to the Wizard of Oz after Dorothy leaves, and who's going to save these worlds when they fall.
Oh, nice.
Very cool.
Interesting.
Very cool. All right, Uncle Gary, what do you got?
All right. Well, here we go. Me and Mr. Planners.
There you are.
Baby. Listen, last year it was Hyde Street. It could have been Hyde Street again this year. It could have been JSA, but I just think there's been Redcoat. We had an Annie Oakley issue. We had Johnny Appleseed issue. We had the Northerner. I was so excited to finally meet the Northerner. And
That was cool.
great. It was so good. We got to see Albert Einstein again. And Chris, I'm trying to talk.
Hey, Liz.
I'm trying to talk Chris into reading this book.
Oh,
I think-
absolutely. I'm
yeah,
gonna
he's
read it.
gonna be reading it. But I absolutely love this book. So volume 2 trade is out. There's your Annie
They are
Oakley.
amazing. Look at
This
that.
is such an interesting book. So, like I said, there were a lot of great contenders, but Redcoat is going to be my book.
All right, very good. All right, Sonny, what do you got?
I think you know where I'm going with my X-Men. And before I forgot to mention with Jed McKay with his writing, with X-Men, one thing I did love with the writing was that leading to the Age of Revelation, there was a part that Doug Ramsey was talking to Cyclops, and Cyclops said, "Oh, welcome to the X-Men." He said, "I hope we survive the experience." I like that little nod at the old school stuff, like when Rogue joined. It said, the cover's like, "Welcome to the X-Men. Hope you survive the experience." Same thing with Kitty Pryde. So I like that I like that was added in there. But yeah, there was a little bit more for Jed McKay with the writing of X-Men.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've really been into it. So it's good to be into X-Men now as opposed to always reading stories that were at least a decade old. I really like being into it right now. So that is the series that I'm going for best series, X-Men.
All right, very good, very good. Chris, what do you got?
Well, I think we all know that as long as there's a JSA series, it's always going to be my favorite thing being published.
I'm surprised all your answers were not JSA.
Yeah.
It's and Lemire is just doing a heck of a job with what he's going on. He's got going on. He's just a phenomenal writer, and he really, he has that gift that guys like Busick and Johns have, where they can look at the past of the characters that they write, and no matter how corny or campy something may have been, they can turn it around and make it pretty darn awesome for modern audiences, and Lemire has that gift as well. So,
Did you say corny or horny?
corny.
That's what I thought.
Wasn't talking about you, Gary. Okay.
Couldn't it be a bit of
I would
both?
expect nothing less.
Hey, no kink shaming here.
No kink shaming.
No king
Uh,
shaming.
King Damon.
None here.
That is a tenet of the Codex
That's right.
Station. No kink shaming.
That is the pillar that holds us together.
the pillar
What's up,
that's
Booge?
holding these
Hey,
walls
Booge.
up, baby.
Boosh.
Boosh.
Booge. Missed
All
you.
right, Luna, come on. There we go.
But yeah,
Ricky.
All right, so for my series, or best current series, I'm actually going with Detective Comics Volume 3 right now. And I'll tell you the issue number
Nice.
that everybody has to read.
It's been excellent.
Issue number 1100, the first
Yep.
story.
Yep.
Lost
Oh.
and Found.
Yes.
Yes, that would have been my single story of the year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true, very true. But that alone just sets the tone for this entire series. It is amazing, front to back. I can't get enough of it. I love
Wait,
this series right now.
No words.
Yep.
And Ace the Bad Hound went to work, baby.
Yep,
Yes.
that's right.
That
That is so
I
true.
remember reading that. I was so excited. And I was like, Mike, have you read that book yet? Have you read that book yet? And then I got on the Codex station. That guy, have you read that book yet? Oh man, I was so fired up. That it's not a category, but that would have been my single.
it's Ace the
favorite
Bad Hound story.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yes, Ace Bound's in the first
Ace,
story of
Ace is in it. It is Chris. It's
That's awesome.
was it 1100? Right. We'll have,
Yeah.
that. 1100.
Chris, we'll have to see if the shop's got a 1100 around somewhere we can.
Chris,
we can
we've
get
got some
that.
reading to do.
Check that
Yeah.
out. Did they do that? Something similar like that in a Hawkeye book at one point.
Oh, with
Years
Pizza
ago.
Dog. Or,
Oh yeah.
Look, his
Pizza Dog.
cat was
Pizza
all-
Dog.
Was it a dog?
Hmm.
Yeah.
yeah, but that one was a different kind of story.
Yeah.
Okay.
This book, yeah, and we don't want to give away any more of it. It was just a
Okay.
beautiful, beautiful.
I'll check it out.
Story. Yeah, we'll try to find you. I'll try to remember when we go to the shop next. We'll try
Awesome. That'd be
to find
great.
that
Yeah.
copy for you.
Thanks.
All right, very good. All right, Jamie, do you want to kick us off with the next segment?
Yeah, so the next category we have up is Best Series Read. Now, this can be anything from something new to something old. As long as you read it this year, that's all that matters. So, kicking that off, Sonny.
All right. I hate to do it. There's many stories I've read and have enjoyed, and I've given a few 10 out of 10s on the Codex podcast, but the series is a tie. Hate to say it's a tie, but it is. So for Marvel, I went with The Great Lakes Avengers, Disassembled.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Dan, you picked
That's
this one
so
out.
fun.
I love my F-listers, and these characters could be F-listers, but what an amazing story. I loved it from beginning to end.
But it's the difference. They're like created to be lame characters.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, they still end up having great series. Like I
They
said,
embrace the suck.
I buy all the Great Lakes Avengers books.
So that's the one I had with Marvel. And then, like I said, it's funny. It has heart. It's got a bit of everything that I love.
There we go.
Comic.
So-
And then
What you have? What you have? Oh, she has one too. Nice.
Yeah.
First world, yeah.
Yeah.
And then for DC, my tie was with Superman for All Seasons. It was my
Oh,
first time
good.
reading it this year.
Ooh.
I thought it truly one of the best Superman stories I had read. It's wholesome. It's just such a beautiful comic book. I love it from beginning to end. Both stories are quick reads. So I had one with DC, one with Marvel. Great Lakes Avengers, Disassembled, ties with Superman for All Seasons.
Nice. Are you going to steal a monologue out of that Superman for...
Maybe
upcoming-
it's been a while since I've done a monologue. This time we'll do a different character. No Lex Luthor. Try a different one.
Yeah, boosh.
Go back to one of the first videos posted from the Codex station.
Yeah.
Me and Jamie were talking about.
All right.
Girl monologue.
That'd be cool. Chris, who do you got?
I'm going to go with, and preface it with saying that anything that Mike or Gary recommend, just do it. Just read it. It's going to be good. I went with Pulp, which is just one of the best stories that I've ever read, quite frankly.
Last year I
when it
had
comes
that.
to
Yeah, I
comics,
mentioned
and
that.
it bridges such a neat gap between, the Old West and,
Oh,
Pulp
look at
story.
that.
There you go.
There it is. There
Tessa's
it
got
is.
the visual aids.
That is
Yeah.
such a great story.
It is.
That
And
was a battle bit of
Brubaker
comic
is
for you.
such an incredible writer.
Oh, that was so good. Yeah.
It's so good. So and to me, there was nothing better that I read this year. And I read
This
a lot of stuff this year.
Preacher was great.
Fun
Chris,
fact,
you were-
Preacher was one of my first comics. That's what got me
Yeah.
going to the comic shop.
I was telling Chris that reading it, what was so great was the dichotomy of this guy that grew up in the Old West as a gunfighter and then is living out his elder years in New York City of 1939 in such an urban environment. And the years works. There are people that lived that life. Can you imagine growing up in the Old West and then being in part of the urban environment in
Yeah.
1939
And
New
the
York?
fact that he's a
Yes.
pulp writer, writing
Yes.
stories about the Old West,
Mm-hmm.
that he experienced, but he's writing it about a fictional character. Just
Yeah, that story.
Read it.
That story was so great. Yeah, and it's a quick read. And like
Oh, it is.
Chris had one disappointment. There wasn't more.
yeah.
Oh man, yeah. But look,
Yes, it is. Preacher is.
yeah, I talked Liz into buying every damn volume of Preacher at the
Oh,
shop.
did you?
Yeah, and she loved it. Now people, when I recommend something, they usually don't complain. So Liz,
Yeah, no, he made mine a lot lighter.
yep,
Oh.
yep, that's right. I made Jamie.
Every time we go
Welcome,
somewhere,
welcome,
I'm
Derek.
spending more money than I
Hey.
planned.
Hey, Derek, how are you, buddy?
Yeah, but yeah, Pulp is fantastic. Chris, I guess you need a copy of that book too, don't you?
Oh yeah, I'll get one.
Yep.
It's not too expensive.
Mm-mm.
All right, Dan.
I was torn on this because this is the hardest one to narrow down. Especially going through and all the great stuff I read during the year doing the character of the week shows. I was really close to picking the Golden Age because even though I've read that many times before, I mean it's just so fantastic. So if Sonny gets to pick two, I will pick two as well. I will pick a comic and a comic adjacent. So for comic, it is a one-shot book called The Pro by Chief Amati and Amanda Connor and Garth Ennis, and it is just filthy and hysterical and just
It's a raunchy ride.
exactly. It's fantastic from beginning to end. And if you go on Palmiotti's Twitter page, pinned right at the top is a short animated version of it that they did as like a proof of concept to try and get an animated movie made out of it, and it didn't happen. But he posted, he's like, "Hey, check it out if you like it." So that's pretty cool too. Yes,
You'll never look at the Superman archetype character saving a plane load of people the same way again.
You'll never look at Batman and Robin the same way again.
Yeah, that's very true too.
And safe to say that this is a book that will never be able to be adapted into live action unless it's legit rated X.
Oh, that would be awesome.
You know,
Come on, HBO.
Mike, your pick when you said Tara Reid to play the Pro was perfect when you said that.
oh my God, we saw Tara Reid this year. Oh man, that's a lot of bad road, right, Mike?
Oh yeah, she is the Pro.
There's a lot of bad road there. Wow.
And I will also have to throw out a comic adjacent book that I read, which it's not a comic, it's a book, but it is a superhero thing, which is fantastic. It's this book by this local author that's called Tripping Over Reality.
Oh, I love that.
And it's sequel
Big
book
fan.
two. They are absolutely fantastic. Happen to be written by this guy, right below me here.
Do you have a copy next to you?
You know what? I
have a part two
over there.
If you
But
don't-
I should have thought to grab them over here. But they are absolutely
I appreciate
fantastic. Chris gave them to me when we went to Comic-Con, right? When he went to Baltimore with me,
There they are.
and
Awesome.
and was nice enough to sign them for me. And I read the first one in about a week. And, usually when I read books, if I have some by the same author, I like to read something in between just to break it up for variety. I didn't do that. I went straight from the first one into the second one. Looking forward to the next one. Absolutely loved them. And, they're like a love letter to the world of comics.
Thanks.
And he's working on the third one.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Very much looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
I think we're all characters in it.
Absolutely. In some form or another, every person I've ever known is in every book that I write.
For better or for worse.
I've been sending Chris character ideas too. I'm like, hey, what about
Some great ones too.
the
Does he
Comforter?
have one called the Top Hat?
Yes. The top.
There is now.
Mad Hatter.
The Chapeau.
All right,
My
Tessa.
bad hat, Harry.
Agreed that mine was going to be a little bit of a cheat, but if Dan is saying comic adjacent, I'm down here. Spectators, I can on. You can go ahead and on, or just introspective look at life, death, and in between.
Nice.
Okay. Very cool.
Great
what
pick.
was the title again?
Spectators.
I'm a little hard of hearing.
It was originally published. It came out in like a physical format like last month. It was really good count.
Check it
Yeah.
out.
It counts.
Yeah, Vaughn didn't want to. Vaughn had that written for a while. He just didn't want to put it out because of everything that was going on. But I'm glad I finally saw the light of day. Gary.
Oh,
Oh, we lost.
Oh,
And she's gone.
Her feed was freezing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I scared her away. All right,
she was breaking up a little there. There she is.
There we
She's
are.
back.
there we are.
You guys kicked me out. Okay.
Did the cat?
No.
Listen, Jamie fired you. Did that to Sal all the time.
I did not.
I thought we had something special.
She left. We lost like 7 viewers. Like, come on.
Jamie,
I wouldn't
Jamie,
do
is
that.
that
If we get rid of Sale, we gain followers.
is that the first time you ever fired a guest, Jamie?
No, because it didn't happen.
Oh, okay. That's the right answer.
All right, Gary, what do you got?
Oh, it's the best thing I read this year, or perhaps gazed lovingly upon, and it just happened today. This very day, came in a box this big.
Uh-oh.
Big?
Big.
Savage
Yeah.
Dragon.
And I talked to the gentleman that put it together today, we've had some correspondence online, a guy named
All
Jim
that.
Dunbrier, and it is the Jim Aparo
Nice.
August edition DC Classics. This, my
Did I
friend,
just make that noise? Sorry.
oh, it is so good.
There's noises coming out of Chris right now.
And
I had a nerdgasm.
look at that. Look at that. Look how beautiful that
Look at
is.
that.
Look at
That's
that.
amazing.
A few wonderful pages. So this thing is gorgeous.
Love
Look
it.
at the Spectre. There's a splash page for you.
There you go.
Look
Wow.
at that.
There's
And
that sphincter.
Amazing.
and this is such a beautiful volume. And there's complete stories in here where he had, entire stories of Corrigan. I mean, Corrigan's never been drawn that awesome. And Jim Aparo draws these guys with these iron jaws and the fists. Look at the fists that he draws, the hands. You don't want to get hit with anybody with these hands. I know. It is
Yeah.
The
awesome.
book or a table.
And
Yes,
one of
it
my-
is.
one of
It's
the
made for home
sequences-
protection.
That's right. One of the sequences that scarred me as a kid is, I don't know if you can see this guy down here. He's a real jackass, and he's by this saw.
Oh yeah.
And the Spectre turns this dude into a block of wood, and that's what he does to him. Saws him up. I read this as a 10-year-old and was scarred for life in such a good way. So, but I mean, look at this. This is what they do with these artist editions is simply phenomenal. And earlier this year, there was a Neil Adams one that was great. And this is just, and it shows a lot of his great covers, but what a way to see the original art in the size that it was originally created. This is the next best thing to having the real pieces. And you know what? In some ways, maybe it is better because you don't have to hang them on a wall. You don't have to frame them. They're right here in this book, available for you to see them. This is well worth every damn penny. The Bernie Wrightson one of these is one of the greatest things I have in my collection. The Neil Adams that came out, I've got a couple of Kirby Commandees. I've got some John Byrne ones. Mike, for your pleasure, later this year, a
Mike's
George
getting pleasure?
Perez Teen Titans one.
Sweet. I'm in.
A Perez
Nice.
Titans one. So I messaged Dunbrier and I said, hey, I told them, as a matter of fact, I mentioned Codex Station and said that it was going to be my best series read for the year is going to be this book. And I also, as a side note, I said, any chance for a Mike Grill, Nick Cardy, or Tim Truman edition? And he says, you know what? Great ideas. See what the future holds. And I said, so you're saying there's a chance? Yeah, there's a chance. So,
Oh, I
love
edited
this
party. Oof.
oh, I know
Oh,
Cardy.
I'd love to see
Card-
Nick Cardy. That would be
Cardy's
so
one of my
awesome.
favorite. And like I said, we got to give love to people like Nick Cardy. Nick Cardy drove Sherman tanks in World War II, baby. So he was a World War II vet, and is just phenomenal. So a Nick Cardy volume, it would be nice. So, he said those are, we may see something on that, but it takes years to assemble to get all these art scanned because he finds whoever has the art and gets the high res scans of them, and then puts together a volume like this. The Dave Stevens Rocketeer one is phenomenal as well. So, these things are amazing. So you're right. Cardi does rule, Boosh. So, but anyway, that's my favorite thing. And yes, it can be read, it can be looked at, it can be embraced, it can be treasured. And that's just a fine piece of comic history that you can have in your hands. And you know what? It's good. You can lift with it, so you build muscle with it. Told you once, told you 1,000 times, reading comics make you strong, baby.
And that one's like clearing
And you
carrying
can
that
throw it at
table.
someone trying to kill you.
Yeah, you could. I mean, it's
I like books that double as a weapon. Yeah.
yeah, well, it's like, yeah, baby, yeah, you can get your pump on.
You can hit Sonny with it when he goes after your action figures.
There you go.
No, I'll just threaten.
It'll break all of them with one hit.
Whatever Sonny does to one of my action figures, I'm going to do to him. That'll stop that like that.
That's scary. All right, Mike.
All right, best series. Wasn't my current series, but it's my best series of all time. Something's Killing the Children. Love it.
Yeah.
Just absolutely love this series.
All right.
And you got 200 and something issues to copies to prove it.
Prove it.
Yes.
It's
All right,
it's
Sam?
such a good series.
Listen,
All right.
you almost have more copies of that than you have GI Combat.
I know, I do.
And GI Combat went 287 issues.
All right. So for my series, like Dan, we read a lot of stuff this year for Comic Character of the Week, and I went back to one of them from our Comic Character of the Week for John Stewart, Green Lantern, and I went with Mosaic, the issues 1 through 18. That was an amazing story. I really loved that story. It was by Gerard Jones, and Cully Hammer was the artist, but it redefines him as a thinker and a builder, which I just love, and not just a soldier. He's an amazing character, and this series just kind of really hit home, for me on this one. I loved it. It's a great series to read. So it's old, but it's a good one.
Well, great pick. So for mine, I'm going with something newer. I'm actually going to go over something that me and Uncle Gary agreed on for the whole year, and that was Batman Dark Patterns, the best Batman book on the shelf.
It is great.
Just that Hayden Sherman, I am not the biggest fan, but with this book, it was just amazing. And Waters, I need more of him on more Batman books. So, I mean, he's not Nightwing, but
He also had a great Creature of the Black Lagoon too. But
and the first Twilight Zone.
Yeah, that book.
Dude, we got One Hand and the Six Fingers.
Oh yeah, that too. God,
That was so good.
That Dark Patterns was almost my series of the year too.
mm-hmm.
Coffin Bound, Limbo, Homesick Pilots. Dude puts out killer stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Sal, you want to get the next one going?
Sure. Our next segment then is going to be best event of the year. So, what was your best event? And Mike, you can kick us off with this one.
All right. So for me, written by one of my favorites, the great Mark Waid, I think the new history of the DC universe.
I like that.
I love a history book and love the great detail that he went into. Only had 20 more pages than the original issues. So, but just an amazing piece of work.
Beautifully
Very good.
done.
Yes, it was.
Very good. Very good. All right, Dan, please check your notes and let us know what you got.
Yeah, so let me check my notes real quick. And I see.
Is that prescription? I'm just wondering. Like, is that a prescription lens or is that just not? So you can actually see?
I went with. I avoided most of the events this year because I'm not going to get tied up in buying all these tie-ins and offshoots and stuff. But the one that just started and we're right in the middle of it, but I'm actually digging a lot is DCKO. It's given us what we promised. Like, here's all these issues that's just fights of these random heroes matched and sometimes villains matched up with each other, and it's a lot of fun. And I like that each fight is 3 rounds, and then after each round they get to pick a different DC versus Vampires was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was a good one.
But I like that they get to pick like a different basically like arena or place where they're gonna fight, and they get to pick different looks for themselves, and it's just like reading a video game. And growing up, Street Fighter 2 and Mortal Kombat and Primal Fear and all this stuff as they're coming.
Streets of Rage.
Just it just I just love it.
Yeah.
Well, you'll be happy to read the fight when he fought Wonder Woman.
Yep.
Yep. Very good. All right, Tessa, you're up next.
So there was a crossover event with Justice League Unlimited and Batman Superman World's Finest called We Are Yesterday, and it was gorgeous. It was hilarious. It was poignant. I also did not see it coming because Batman Superman World's Finest is like 70s Batman and Superman. And it was amazing. It made me catch up on both titles, and it was so much better than I anticipated it being. And I don't even like Really Gron.
It was good.
Yeah, that was
That's a very valid choice. I enjoyed that that tie-in greatly. Grodley.
Very good. All right, Uncle Gary, you're next. What do you got?
Well, I'm just going to say what Dan said. Put them up, baby. DCKO. I enjoyed it. It's delivering. It's a lot of fun. Just the whole concept was pretty cool, right? Just the concept to give us like a March Madness grid, that we could pick. Even if they altered the grid at the last minute on us, which they said they might, I just thought it was cool that we could all sit down and fill out brackets, and we did. And I just thought that was inventive. I thought that was fun, and I think it's delivering on the promise so far. And not everything is a slugfest. One of the cut downs was finding certain artifacts of the DC universe. I mean, seeing them going after Starman's gravity rod and a couple other things was really. I just found it to be really cool, and so far,
ingenious marketing.
So good. I'm just happy with it right now. I think it's a really cool idea and a fun event. And like Dan said, the way you're getting 3 rounds, it's like one of these video games where you got best 2 out of 3 wins. It's just a lot of fun.
Well, even the thing with getting the like you said, getting the artifacts, that's very much like a video game.
Yep.
You got to go recover this artifact before you can move to the next level.
Absolutely. I just think it's been inventive. And like we say on here sometimes, let's not forget, comics are allowed to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
That's a bad word. Fun in comics.
Yeah. Well, those meatballs are a delicacy if you read the Lobo miniseries where the
oh, yeah.
The little critters from another world, the Lobo scrotum is being re-eaten when they have him in custody, and they just keep tearing it off, and it grows back, and it's just it's a delicacy. So there you go, the Zarnian scrotum. Who knew?
Okay.
Can we say that on?
Yeah,
I think that's
it's
going to
okay.
be my next band name.
Yeah, there you go. It's a punk rock name.
Zarnian scrotum.
Zarnian scrotum playing a double bill with mucous membrane.
Yeah.
Buy your tickets now. All right.
Yeah.
You know how
Sonny-
the Mighty Boss Tones have the dancing guy, Ben Carr, that dances around stage when they play? I'm going to have Chris on stage, but he's just going to kind of amble around stage with a cane.
Chris does amble.
Funny, doesn't he?
Chris will do that. All right, Sonny.
When he does it before the show starts, it's a preamble.
It's a preamble. Yeah.
When Ozzy Osbourne was on stage biting the heads off of bats, I'll have Sonny on stage biting the heads off of action figures.
There you go.
Preamble.
All right,
Choking
Sonny. who you got?
hazards.
I just bought my son tickets for. Oh, I'm sorry, son. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but we're talking about
Good.
concert. But I just bought my son tickets to the Death Clock Amon Amarov concert.
Oh, he's going to have so much fun. Death Clock is so
Yeah, it's
good
gonna be
live.
awesome. Go ahead. I'm
All
sorry.
right. So, DCKO, Deer made Vixen lose to Swamp Thing, so it doesn't get the win for me.
It's
the
not
one
a
I'm-
KO in your book.
You don't deserve to read it after making a pick that lousy.
I thought there was gonna be an upset, but okay, the one I've been referring to earlier in the show, but it is the X-Men: Age of Revelation. It is my favorite event of the year. It's the one that's been really getting me into it. I've been, into the main story, super into it. Some of the spin-offs, I like some of them better than others. Like The Last Wolverine, I'm really liking. Some of them, like, okay, they're okay. And then I'm a little behind. There's so many spin-offs, so it will take a little while to get all caught up. But in May of next year, they're going to release them in trade paperbacks. It's got to be 3 different ones, but I plan to get them all. But so far, I'm absolutely loving the story. So the X-Men: Age of Revelation wins my best event of the year.
All right. Very good. All right, Chris, what do you got?
I have got scorching case. I have got
Raging
Got
infection
something.
is what
There's a
he's got.
medicine for that. There's a pill for that.
I
He's
don't
got
know whether it's an event. It's more of an arc than an event, but I'm going to go JSA year 1.
That's good.
That's fine.
I waited for many years to have a World War II based JSA story, and I know a lot of JSA fans too, and it's fantastic. So far, it's just fantastic.
All right. Very good.
But,
Very
yeah.
good.
We're trying to break in the stream.
And AI is trying to hack us.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm getting some feedback there.
Again, Skynet.
Skynet.
Let's see.
Oh.
That's awesome, Pam.
Very cool, Pam. All right, let's see. Jamie, I don't think you've gone. Have you gone yet?
No, but I'm just trying to figure out who that's coming off of. I think it's
Incoming alien
That's,
signal.
there we go. All right. So
I'm getting myself just in case.
okay. Well, mine was the DC Marvel crossover this year. It just big surprise that they're actually, playing nice with one another.
We're like rabbits, we multiply.
Yeah. So yeah, just to have that and Morrison actually write a decent book for a change in the last couple of years. That was my pick.
I'm sorry, Mr. What was it, Jamie?
The DC Marvel crossover.
Okay, that was cool.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, and as for me, I actually went with the Predator versus Spider-Man arc or series. I really loved that. That was a great event for me. It was one of Spider-Man's darkest crossovers. I think it was bloody. It was violent. It pushed Spider-Man to his limits on how he fights, and it was just amazing for me. So, and it also I think kicked off how deadly the Predator is to the Marvel universe. I think that was the start of it, if I remember right. So, Spider-Man versus Predator versus Spider-Man is my pick.
Very good. I bought that trade. I'm looking forward to reading it. Haven't yet.
Nice.
How's the art in it?
Awesome.
Is
Awesome.
it?
Yes, it is.
Excellent. I'm gonna have
All
to
right.
check it out.
Jamie, you want to go ahead and kick us off to the next segment?
Of course, this one is top publishers. Now, there's been a lot of good books this year, a lot of good publishing. So I can't wait to hear what everyone has to say about this. So we will start with actually Sal.
Okay. As big as a Marvel guy as I am, I actually chose DC this year because I think DC actually has been putting out some kick-ass stories. Where Marvel has done some stories that are really good, there's just the sheer number of good stories that are coming out of DC have been a lot more or so much better. So while there's one or two in Marvel that I really love and I really recommend, like that Spider-Man versus Predator, DC has been killing it, and that's my choice for this year.
All right. Chris, who do you got?
I'm gonna go with Image and more specifically Ghost Machine. Just some phenomenal work there. And Image, when they first came out, they were of course all glitz and no real stories. But they have really become a storytelling powerhouse. And the addition of Johns and Ghost Machine just makes them even stronger. I mean, they've been putting out some really phenomenal work this year.
All right. SK.
Yeah.
So for my publisher, DC's been having some stuff that I have been enjoying, but I'm going with Marvel. Like I said, I've been looking into the X-Men stuff, and then so it's Marvel.
I could have saw that one coming. I could have answered for you.
I was just gonna say, do you guys know? Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he threw
yeah.
a curveball. He's picked
Do you
Marvel.
know?
Yeah.
All right, Mighty Mike.
All right. So for me, I'm going to piggyback on Sal the Slab guy and go DC. I think they're just killing it. Just
He
too
likes
many
that.
good titles. Just way too many good titles out there.
Good pick.
He wants to carry you around like Luke carried Yoda.
Yes.
All right, Tessa, who do you got?
I think my speaker might be fucking up, so if this is wonky, let me know. But my favorite is going to be Ignition Press. They're a new publisher.
It's a
who's got
Cylon.
I'm sorry?
You're staticky.
Yeah.
Isn't that working?
But
We can hear you, but it's
we
very
can hear
static.
you. You're going with Ignition, and that's a good choice.
Yeah, great
Yeah.
books.
We got this is scary, yeah.
Richard, don't go confusing things with the truth.
Yeah, don't bring logic into this mess.
I've read some, some DC stuff, some Batman, and then the crossover,
Yeah. All right.
and a couple of those X-Men ones. But you did go Ignition. Was it Ignition or Ignition Press?
Ignition Press.
Ignition Press.
So,
Yeah.
All right.
You got a series. Voyeur is the one I'm getting so far that's been pretty good. And then there's another. I think I got a first issue of another one that was really
what was
good.
it called? Voyeur?
Voyeur.
Yeah, Ignition
No
Press. Every
King
single
here, right?
Great.
All right, Uncle Gary.
Well, last year it was for me. It was Image on the strength of Ghost Machine. And if we were doing imprint of the year, it would certainly be Ghost Machine. But because of the volume of quality that they're doing, that's a little larger than what Image has, I'm going to go with DC. But it was close because Ghost Machine is just killing it for Image, and it was really neck and neck. But because of the sheer breadth and volume of the things they put out this year, they've been really good, including JSA, and the DC KO, which has been a lot of fun. The Bat books, the Absolute books that they've done with especially Absolute Batman, that's been really interesting. It's DC for me.
All right.
And the Marvel, the
Give
Marvel
Tess a minute
DC
to come back.
crossover doesn't hurt them.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Back,
Hey, plenty of stuff on the Codex station for us to recommend you. The
Yeah.
Codex podcast
Joe,
is reviews,
check out the
comic
Ghost,
character of the week.
It's easy to get
Recommend
hooked
somebody.
again, brother.
Yep, check
Yes,
out
it
the
is.
Ghost Machine stuff, man. Joe, it's-
Paper crack.
Yeah.
The first book's free.
Yeah. All right, Dan.
I wish it was. Oh, my
Bring it
bad.
out. Bring it out.
All right, let's see. Let me.
There you go.
All right, I'm gonna go with with a couple of, with Sal and Gary. I'm gonna go with DC. Again, yeah, Image is great. The Ghost Machine stuff, the Energon Universe stuff, but DC, like you said, just the volume of titles. The writing's good, the art's good. I'm still kind of mad they canceled Green Arrow, which has been really good, but. And then going into next year, all these new books they're launching with Zatanna and Legion of Superheroes and and just all these great books. I'm excited for that and
Thank you, Joe.
what they're doing now and what they got coming next year. So they're really doing good again.
I haven't even mentioned the Aquaman book, which is my favorite character,
Yeah.
and I think that's been a great book. So
Yeah,
And there's a
that's
ton of-
been great. The new creative teams on Batman and Detective Comics have been fantastic. Just great.
Absolute Wonder Woman's been good. That's what I read this year too.
Mhm.
Yeah, everybody's digging the. A lot of people are digging the Absolute stuff too.
Yeah, I agree. You're right on. I think most of us, a lot of us have had DC. Yeah.
And I like that they're putting out those like digest kind of size,
Yeah, those are
books that people are really digging.
Yeah, and you know what? Those have been big sellers. And to me, a guy that loves the art, I'm like, oh, why would you shrink down Kingdom Come, make it so small? But a good friend of ours that owns a store at the beach, Tom Cellini, says they sell the hell out of those things because they're convenient. People can put them in their back pockets. They can take them to the beach. And you know what? The bottom line is if it's selling, print it. Oh, and DC also, to give DC some love, so they're doing the small books, the DC Finest books that are a mirror of Marvel's epic books. It's about time they started reprinting some of the great titles
absolutely.
in their comic history in that format that's highly affordable.
Unfortunately, Boosh,
Highly
no.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm pissed.
Maybe he'll be in Zatanna's book.
Can I ask a question? Is that Legion book a throwback Legion book? I mean, we going back to the original Legion? Or?
We're not.
No,
I'm
yet.
not 100% sure yet, but I think so.
That'd be cool.
Don't worry, it won't last past 6 issues, anyways.
Well, me and Chris are going to
Here's
buy
one of those-
multiple copies.
Here's one of
Yes,
those
there
DC
you go.
ones.
There's one of the DC Finest. It's been a great addition.
Yeah, it's a fantastic way to collect.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's affordable and it looks great. It's color.
Hey, all right, Tessa, you want to give us a mic check here?
It should be good. I'm not muted now, and it's not freaking.
You're good.
All right, there we go.
Love it.
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All
All right,
right.
so
Like a Cylon Warrior from Battlestar Galactica.
Well, to wrap this up,
It's a full reference. Sorry.
we're gonna take over this year. I'm gonna go with DC as well. The continuity has been insane. Everything's been meshing together so well, and the Absolute books are completely amazing. I was gonna say absolute, but I don't want to put puns out there. So
Yeah, DC's rocking it.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone went DC except for me and Tessa. We're the only ones
Chris went,
encouraged to go against.
I went with Image.
Chris
Oh, you
went,
did go with the Image. So there are 3 of us.
I'm a huge DC fan, as everyone knows, but
DC
who
has
do you
been
root
crushing.
from DC?
I just love what Image has been doing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All
All
right,
right.
very cool. So
Go for it,
our
Phil.
next segment is going to be a cover of the year, and let's see, we got graphics for this one.
we got visual aids.
Got visual aid. So
Almost
Chris,
as
you're
much
gonna
fun
be
as
up
marital
first.
aids.
Yep, Chris, you're up first. So here's yours.
That is
There we go.
JSA 14 alternate cover
Yeah,
for
that's a great
JSA
cover.
Year 1. It's just everything that JSA is, man. It's wholesome 1940s, you know. It looks like a Rockwell. It's just fantastic.
Drinking soda or cola.
Yeah.
I just like that Wildman has that like hand on a hip pose
Mhm.
going on.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's effervescent, one
Is
might
that
say.
Pulaski?
Yeah, it is effervescent.
Not
Dr.
sure
Fate's
we,
arms are crossed, like he's very annoyed with whatever
It's
he's
just
being
such
told.
a good feeling looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
And why does
Yeah.
Hogman have a dump truck going on there? Jesus.
Because Pulaski makes everybody hot. Pulaski cannot draw people that are not hot.
That's right. And,
And
Hawkman's playing for he's the catcher for the Seahawks this year. He's the big dumper.
the big
It is, and I love this cover, and I rarely pick up more than just the A cover. But for this one, I got the A cover, and I got this one when it came out. I just loved it so much.
Yep. It's great.
Great cover, Chris.
Thank you.
All right, Dan, I have yours up next.
Oh, good.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah,
good.
I love that.
This is a
so
book.
good.
The cover artist is Bjorn Berens. I don't even read this book. I don't read the Spawn stuff, and this was just one that I saw on the rack, and the cover just blew me away. And when it came time to pick cover of the year, I had a couple narrowed down. When I'm looking at them all, I'm like, this one's just phenomenal. The kind of Ghost Rider feel to it almost. So when you look at the detail on the bottom and you see, the burning and you see the skulls and
So dynamic.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's awesome. And it's definitely looking at someone you're like, man, I hope I don't piss this guy off. So like I said, for a series that I don't even read, I love the cover enough that I had to buy it.
There you go. Awesome.
You could look at that for a long time and just find new stuff in it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very true. All right, Sonny, I've got your book queued up here next.
That's so cool.
Big surprise.
Wow.
Impressive.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise.
So there you go. Yeah, I went with the Last Wolverine. I was almost going to go with another one, a Lee Bermejo cover from the. I was going to go with one from the DCKO, but then I'm like, you know what? This is the one that is my favorite, and I'm going to double down on. On the Codex podcast, I said my favorite new character of the year was the wonderful Wolverine, Leonard Two Bears, and this is his first cover, and I really like it. So you got the wonderful Wolverine in front, you got Wolverine in the back looking all evil, you got the flames. So this is my favorite cover, and it's by Martin Coccolo and Matthew Wilson. So there you go. Surprise! I went with an X-Men cover. The Last Wolverine issue number 1.
Very cool. Very cool.
That's awesome.
All right, Tessa, I've
Good
got
book.
yours up next.
Fun book.
I
Oh,
love
wow.
Alex Ekman.
Oh my
His
God.
stuff is so sick. So
Nice.
Alex is a
That's
buddy.
nightmare
He's,
shit right there. Come on.
That is nightmare fuel.
That's like
for
something
sure.
out of the first Hellraiser movie.
Dude, all of his
I love
stuff
it.
is so sick. He started doing some bangers with DC this year. He did some great Green Lantern Dark stuff. His
Mhm.
stuff is phenomenal. He's local to me. He's a buddy, but his stuff is phenomenal. Please go check him out. Everything he does is super cool. He does a sick collage stuff. He's amazing. He never anything bad, but this one was such a big win. He did do interiors for one of the Swan Song issues, from the year before last year with W. Maxwell Prince.
That's so cool.
Wow.
I mean, one of the picks maybe
It's like
next year
something
for the
from Black
Halloween
Market.
special. When
Mhm.
we pick best
Oh
covers.
yeah, Halloween's my jam. But yeah, his stuff is so freaky and so gorgeous at the same time.
What was the name of that comic book again?
This is the one that he did interiors for.
Or this cover?
This one is Two-Face number 2. This is the 1 in
Yeah.
25
Oh.
variant.
Tessa, we do a Halloween show where we all get together and we pick a handful
Yes.
of Halloween covers or horror covers and show them. That would be perfect for that episode.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I do a lot of spooky stuff, man. That's my jam.
Okay.
All right, Uncle Gary, got yours up next.
Yeah, we'll have to try to clue her in on that. All right, there we go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is
Got
Wow.
I love it. That's
cool.
DC versus Vampires number 12, or DC versus Vampires World War V number 12. That's the cover C. Dat Fan is the artist, and you know what? For most of the year, it was going to be this Thor cover with the Executioner on it by Ross, but this hit a couple months ago, and I was like, oh man, I got, part of it is it's so cool, and then part of it is you got Constantine, you got Fate, you got the Phantom Stranger and the Spectre on the cover, and it's so
That is
awesome.
a powerful team of magic users there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't want to mess with those guys. You
No.
know, they're gonna twist you in. You know, when you got the Spectre, I always say, you don't want to meet Batman in a dark alley because he will just beat you to a pulp. But the Spectre is the last thing you want to come across. He's the last hero you want pointing to.
He's the last person you will come across.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I showed you when we cut the dude up, turn the dude the block of wood and cut him up. Yeah. Spectre, Old Testament, Wrath of God, Judgment. Such a badass. But yeah, that cover did it for me there.
Wow.
So yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Even
All
that
right.
tie looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
Mighty Mike, got yours queued up here.
All right.
Great.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Right. This is from history of the New History of the DC Universe. It's the 1D cover. Michael Cho. Just love the old school JSA.
Wow.
Starman, Sandman there, Black Canary, and such. Just really just speaks to me on so many levels.
It's
love how
almost
fake-
like Joe Chanlin Cook. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no. That's a really
Yeah.
cool one. I didn't think about that. Yeah,
And we got to meet him.
yeah. So, just a really great cover.
All right, very cool.
Wow.
I guess I will
Nice,
go
Mike.
next. And there's mine.
Ugh,
So
I
I
like
went
it.
with GL21. This is the B version by Laura Braga. So came out in May. Love this cover. I like the energy crackling around Hal. I like seeing part of the flight suit. He's got the cocky smile, with the confidence behind that. To me, this is like the ultimate, like a team type of GL cover. If you had
Oh,
to
yeah.
describe Hal Jordan in a cover, this is it right here.
Yeah.
So love that cover.
I
That's
agree.
classic Lantern there.
All right, J Dub, you ready for your cover?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, it's a good one.
Man.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
nice.
Yeah, had to go with some Liber Mejo love over here. Justice League
Oh,
Unlimited
wow.
number 6. The only issue I had with this one now is between this and Aquaman number 9 B cover. But pick this one ultimately. The only thing that I wish was in the middle, aside from Black Lightning, was a lantern.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
other than that, this is just purely amazing. I love this cover so much.
He's so gritty.
That's
Yeah. It is great.
all
I
right.
was almost gonna go with Liber Mejo, his cover for the DCKO with Joker and Red Hood. I almost went with
Yeah,
that
that
one.
one's so good.
Mhm.
Hey, that's my wife's on.
Oh, hey, Kelly.
Bye.
Hey,
Hey,
Cal.
Chris was behaving so well. You'd be so
He
proud of
is.
him.
He
Yes.
is such a gentleman.
Yeah, I didn't even know he was on.
All right. So, Jamie, you want to go ahead and take us through the last award for the night?
Yes, I can, and I can actually explain this one. So this is our Legacy Award. Now, normally for the past couple of years, we have done it where there has been one recipient of this award. So we decided to make it more of a Hall of Fame type of structure. And with that, everyone's going to have their own pick, but we wanted to set a foundation this year. Actually, me and Uncle Gary talked numerously about this. So we're we're gonna add 4 to start, and then we're gonna go through our own. So to kick off the first 2, Uncle Gary.
All right, here we go. Well, and let's also preface, we've been doing the Legacy Award, and we've kind of, through it, Dan had a suggestion last year, let's make it more of a Hall of Fame. And since we're going to put our 3 from before that we've had the past 3 years, which were George Perez, Bernie Wrightson, and Kevin Conroy. So they're already in. But we decided if we're going to have this Hall of Fame, just like the Football Hall of Fame and Baseball Hall of Fame, the first year you had a large class because you had to set the foundation. And that's what we're going to do. But before we all get our individual picks, we knew that there were
That's a great comment there.
Dapper Dan, I know. He's a Dapper Dan man. We knew that you had to have 4 guys in or the Hall of Fame has no legitimacy. So the first 2 are the 2 that kick-started what became this giant monolith of a cultural industry for us. And that is, Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. Without those 2 kids from Cleveland having this Man of Steel, this Superman, that they were shopping around, they were trying to get Superman to be a syndicated comic strip in the newspapers. So that's how you made it big in that day, was if you got a syndicated strip in the papers, you made it really big. That's such a cute kitty. And that didn't work. So they ended up selling it to DC, and Superman's on the cover of Action 1. The publisher of DC at the time was horrified when he saw that cover. He never would have picked it. And Superman didn't appear on another cover until Action 7 because it took them that long to realize the book was selling like gangbusters because of Superman. And what Siegel and Schuster started with that dynamic cover of Superman holding a car over his head just spawned this whole big love affair of superheroes. Now, they had done work before that. They had created Dr. Occult, who was the first reoccurring DC hero. They created in Detective Comics 1, Siegel and Schuster created Slam Bradley. So, he predates Batman in Detective. They also, Siegel created with Bernard Bailey, the Spectre. So he had his hand in the Sandman, the Star Spangled Kid, and Stripesy. He also was the writer and creator of the first iteration of the Legion. Did like the first 10 stories, which introduced a lot of the Legion of Superheroes characters. So the 2 of them working together, creating that iconic image. Schuster, is his work outside of Superman didn't have the breadth of what Siegel had, but it's the 2 of those children of immigrants that created this Superman, and they were both from Jewish backgrounds. They were both Jewish, and so many of people of Jewish faith were being killed, and rounded up by Hitler's Nazis. So I think they created this character that idealized the American dream of an immigrant coming to America and having these powers and doing what's right and standing up to the corporations and the mad scientists and the unjust things that would happen to the little guy. I think that resonated with them, and they kickstarted this whole industry that just blew up in the 40s and is where we are now. Without Superman on the cover of Action 1, I don't know if any of us are sitting here together. So Hall of Fame has to include these guys in the ground level on the foundation. Jerry Siegel, Joe Shuster. Gentlemen, welcome to your hall.
Yes, and the other 2 that we that were agreed upon that have to be in are Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Without them, with what Marvel was doing, timely then into Marvel, who knows what it would be like. Stan Lee worked with a lot of different artists and created all of these foundational Marvel characters and the Marvel method, and not just with what his work was actually in the actual comics, but his work promoting them and getting them out there, and really getting stuff to Hollywood to get shows and cartoons made and all that, was instrumental in expanding the medium. And then, he mostly did it all at Marvel. He did a little bit of stuff after he left, but it's nothing that's spectacular. But the stuff he did was Marvel goes, is untouched. And then and then Kirby, I mean, they called him the king for a reason.
That's right.
We talked about when we picked Dan Mora for our artist of the year, and it's like, look, how much stuff does this guy draw? Does he sleep? I mean, the same thing with Kirby. He drew everything. He was drawing all these books a month, and he co-created.
I don't think he ever slept.
Yeah, co-created Captain America and the Fantastic Four and the X-Men and the Hulk, and just the list just goes on, and just built the foundation of the Marvel Universe, himself. And then when he has his fight with Marvel and he leaves to go to DC, what does he do there? He creates the Demon, and he creates the entire fourth world, and these amazing characters that are still being used today, and Darkseid, who is arguably the biggest big bad villain in the DC universe.
Oh yeah.
And just with everything he did. And then the variety of stuff that he could do too. People know him for the superhero stuff, but he could do sci-fi. He did Commandy at DC, which was fantastic, and
I love that book.
Sci-fi and Western and romance, and he did the monster books before superhero stuff took off, and and he did all of it. And you talk about guys serving in World War II. He had a super dangerous job in World War II when his commander found out that he was an artist. And his job was that he became a scout, where he would have to go off on his own in advance and sneak into wherever the enemies were and sketch out what their layouts of their bases or wherever they were at, and take it back so they could figure out how they were going to attack them. And that's an incredibly dangerous job. So, and then he comes back and he just and he creates the Marvel Universe.
Kirby also, had a lot of work at DC before then. He created Boy Commandos. He created, in the 40s. He did the Sandman in the 40s, when he went to the gold costume. He did Manhunter. So he was prolific with DC even in the 40s too. And he also, Dan mentioned romance. He and Joe Simon, who also co-created Captain America with him, they created the romance book, which was the biggest selling genre of the 50s, was the romance book. So he gets that. And Dan mentioned World War II. Siegel, Jerry Siegel, Stan Lee, and Kirby all served in uniform in World War II. Though Kirby, I'm not sure about, I don't think Siegel was in combat, but Kirby was in combat. And I know Stan was not in combat, but they all served during World War II. So we got to give them a lot of credit for that.
And I believe he also toured around a lot of the smaller art houses in New York as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just doing line work. He's prolific. He's I think done the most comic art of anyone else.
Yeah. He just you look at the stuff he did, the Kirby crackle that that artists still do, which is just defining. And the one thing I always loved about him too is what they call the impossible machines, where he would draw this stuff, especially with the space stuff, and really with Fantastic Four a lot, and it just looks amazing, and like it's impossible. There's no way that could work, but it just looks amazing.
Yeah, he did that a lot in the Fourth World stories too.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
These big corridors of technology that would run on forever. He's just amazing.
Okay.
That's what I keep saying. All he wants is belly rubs and to eat my food. He's a dog.
Nice.
Sounds like Chris.
Ask Kelly. All I want is my belly rub and snacks.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else? I mean, come on.
That's all there is.
It's the true epiphany of life.
Mm-hmm.
I
All right.
prefer head pats over belly rubs, but yeah, I'll take the snacks.
All right. So with those four in, let's get into our individual award
winners. And we'll start off with Uncle Gary.
All right, for my pick for my individual award is going to be Gardner Fox. So Gardner Fox was a longtime writer for DC. He has written probably over 4,000 comics. So for DC, he did a lot. He did some work for Marvel. He did a lot of work for other publishers in the 40s all the way up to the 60s. He's a co-creator of many of the great of Flash, of Hawkman. Of course, best known for probably being the co-creator of the Justice Society of America and the Justice League of America. He introduced the team book concept. This guy, also the Atom, Zatanna, Barbara Gordon, Batgirl. So Gardner Fox was just from the 40s to the 60s was a force. He wrote the first 34 issues of All-Star. He wrote the first, I believe, 65 issues of the Justice League of America. And without Gardner Fox, his influence, maybe we don't get the team books, and we don't have these great teams of superheroes that we have. And Dan, I know you love Guy Gardner. Guy Gardner was named after Gardner Fox.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a tribute to him when they created that character. So Gardner Fox is one of the most prolific writers there has ever been in comics. And
Yeah, Boosh.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And the whole cool thing about how the big team would break into smaller groups and go fight their bad guys, and you'd have all these groups, and then they'd all come together at the end as the team and then kick ass as a team. Gardner Fox did that. He was the one that introduced those concepts to the readers, and we owe him a huge debt of gratitude. And it's not a name that gets thrown about a lot, that we hear about. And it's, I want to make sure that he is recognized for being as prolific as he is. He, like I said, he may have the record of writing the most comic stories ever. So
Wow.
there you go. Gardner Fox, my pick.
My favorites.
Great start to that. Tessa.
I will say I really hope someone picks Steve Ditko, because it's going to be really sad if Jack Kirby and Stan Lee are on here and not Steve Ditko. But I picked Len Wein. Swamp Thing is one of my absolute favorites. And also the way his end ties so poignantly into House of Secrets is just gorgeous. Obviously Wolverine, and brings about the X-Men as we know and love. So no one better for me. Love him.
Well, he's reunited with Bernie because Bernie is already in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
He's a
right.
fantastic
And Len Wein also did Len Wein also wrote some great Phantom Stranger issues that Jim
I
McFarlane
love
did
that
the art
run.
on. So good. He also wrote some great Justice League issues. As a matter of fact, he wrote the JLA 103 where the Phantom Stranger joined the JLA. So yeah, Len Wein was prolific. In that time period in the early 70s, he was as good as there was.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mr. Peanut himself. Who do you got?
All right, let me check my notes again.
He's salty.
All right, I got Jim Shooter. As was mentioned earlier, who else starts working in comics at 14? And what do? He would read comics and he would read the Marvel stuff and see how they were written, and to read the DC stuff. And as a kid, thought, if you write the DC stuff the way that Marvel does, where they write them like actual people with foibles and problems and stuff, you could have something good. And he sends these scripts in, and DC starts putting them out. And when they the story about how they she wants to know the name of the cat.
Zatara.
The story about how he's a kid and he's writing comics to support his family, and DC calls him into the office in New York, and they want to have a meeting with him to discuss some things about what they wanted to do. And he says, yeah. And then he has to get his mom to drive him from Pennsylvania to New York so he can have this meeting. And he shows up at the DC offices, and they think he's like a college kid or something. And it's just little, this kid that shows up and can't even drive yet. And what? But he writes, is writing stuff for DC, this amazing legion of superheroes run. Then he eventually goes to Marvel, writes some fantastic stuff there, becomes editor-in-chief, really rights the ship at Marvel, and turns them into the powerhouse that just that just dominated the comic industry, and by demanding quality. Worked a lot with Denny O'Neil did it on the DC side with getting creators paid the way that they should. Jim Shooter did the same thing with Marvel too, and like Chris said earlier, talking about him, he a lot of creators hated working for him because he was forcing them to do quality stuff, and if they would turn stuff in that was not quality, he wasn't just accepting it and publishing it. He's like, no, he handed it back and saying, no, you can do better. And I've personally talked to different creators doing interviews that have said with him that the mentorship that he gave them was phenomenal, where he would walk them through and saying, this is how you tell a story, do this with the art, do this with the writing. And then when he gets ousted from Marvel, what does he go do? He just goes and starts Valiant Comics, which was huge in the 90s and just did some phenomenal stuff. And then he eventually gets ousted from there. What does he do? Oh, he goes and starts Defiant Comics, and every time someone kicked him to the curb and tried to eat a knife. Damn.
I had a knife over here for some snacks in case I got hungry, and I looked over and he was just trying to eat the knife.
Oh,
Good way to open snacks. Use the
Put it
knife.
up there.
but yeah, instrumental in his great writing and being the editor-in-chief of Marvel and starting Valiant, which is still going, has had off and on over the years, but is still going today. And and then with Secret Wars, when he wrote that and got that out there, which was this supposed to be Marvel's answer for the toy line to what DC was doing with superpowers.
Oh, look at Chris. Chris is trying to up you. He's trying to one up you.
I'm a dog person. You win.
Shooter.
Baby.
Right out the gate, Shooter First Legion book, he creates Princess Project, Karate Kid, Pharaoh Lad. Right out the gate. Out the gate, he does this. And now I held a grudge against him for a while because he scuttled the first JLA Avengers crossover, and I was so mad. Jerry Conway wrote it, Perez was doing the art. But if scuttling it is the reason we had that magnificent work by Busick and Perez in 2004, I'm okay with it now. All's forgiven. And he's a big man. He was about 6'7".
Yes, and we sadly lost him this year, a few months ago. But he, like everybody that all of us are going to put in here, the contributions are just massive, and the industry would not be what it was without him.
Well, we all saw him, at that last con. When we saw him at the Big Lick con, that was his last public appearance. Yeah.
All right. Well, next up, Mr. Cakes himself, SK.
All right. For me, I went with one of the first writers that I actually became a fan of. Like, okay, I'm following this person, and it is Ron Mars. Ron Mars has been all over in all kinds of comic books, but some of my favorite works of his, when he worked on Marvel first with DC, but also Green Lantern took a huge chance. Making Hal Jordan turn bad. I know some people didn't like it, but I love to see Grant taken, and I felt like that's an amazing story that I loved. And then to be followed up with the debut of Kyle Rayner, who there's so many great Green Lanterns, it's hard to live up, and I think he's still one of the best Green Lanterns. And then also for me, my biggest stuff of Ron Mars I'm a fan of is his work on the Silver Surfer. He turned the Silver Surfer into one of my favorite characters in Marvel. And the Herald Ordeal is not just my favorite Silver Surfer story, but one of my all-time favorite stories in comic books. When it came to Green Lantern and some of the chances taken, I think sometimes in books, God take chances just in everything. Sometimes it doesn't work out, sometimes it does. But we need those people who will constantly take chances to raise the bar, to take things to the next level. And also, Ron Mars was one of the first people who did take a chance on this little station, called the Kodak Station, when he did agree to do a one-shot with us.
Yeah.
Ron Mars, always loving his work, and Yeah, for me,
Is a restraining order still in effect?
Very much so. Yes.
no way. More lies.
I
always
couldn't even
lies.
go to his table at Baltimore because he's like, I know you and who you were affiliated with. I can't have you here. And I was like, really?
I just didn't even go. But I picked Ron Mars into the Hall of Fame.
That's a
Real
curve
legacy award.
because he didn't write an X-Men book.
I know.
Yeah, so I went with something different.
Oh, Ricky. There you go.
That does surprise me.
Another,
It's like a
another
legacy
pet,
award around Mars.
another pet making his debut.
Ricky's been on the show
Ricky.
before.
Oh, I've seen
Ricky has,
Ricky! I love
No, when
Ricky.
I've been on.
and look, it's
Good
not
to see you again,
Christmas.
Ricky.
If you have, it's not Christmas till Mike posts a picture of Ricky or with Christmas lights all wrapped around him, lit up.
Mhm.
So-
It's
I saw
awesome.
it. It's ready.
So
The
you
lighting of
Christmas time.
Ricky.
I couldn't get in the Christmas spirit till I saw that photo last week of Ricky with the Christmas lights wrapped around him.
Yeah. I'd bring one of the dogs in here, but none of them weigh under fucking 170 pounds. So can't lift.
We don't kink shame here. We don't fat shame either.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I'm not trying to lift Tonka up. That dude is too big. Chris,
I'm going to go with Dick Dillon. He is, in my opinion, in an age of rising artistic rock stars, which the 70s were. He was the steady hand that guided the ship and oversaw the artistic duties on some of the most incredible events of the Silver Age because they took place in DC's flagship book, The Justice League of America, and he was consistent. He defined the look of those superheroes for a generation, in my opinion. And I mean, I just can't say enough about the guy. I don't think he gets the credit nor the respect that he deserves. He was on the book for 20 years.
He right. He was on from issue 68, I think, until 184 or 185.
Yeah.
And why did he stop drawing it, Chris?
He died drawing it. He died drawing that book.
Yeah.
And and the amazing thing is because of his death, we were able to experience Perez's work on a team book like that and realize his potential.
Well, yeah, that was because he had done Avengers before that, but yeah, Perez finally got to do.
But he had really stepped up when he filled in for Dillon on the Fourth World introduction into DC Comics proper, which is what that was. And it's just his work. I can't say enough about his work. He's fantastic.
He also was doing World's Finest at that time too.
Colossus.
So,
What's up, Ryan?
Hey,
hello,
Ryan, what's going on?
yeah, so I think Dick Dillon is a great choice, and you're right. He was the Cal Ripken of pencilers. I mean, he was on that book for so long on DC's flagship book, The Justice League of America, for all those years, and he defined that great look. And he was just kind of a really workman guy that just went and did his work, and he is not celebrated to the extent that he should be. So I love that choice, Chris.
Thank you.
All right, Mighty Mike.
All right, so I'm gonna pull one of my favorite, just favorite artists, Russ Heath, who is a classic from the World War II books. Started originally with Timely Comics back in the day, back in 1947. Went into Marvel Comics after that. Was a huge writer. I mean, huge artist on the Haunted Tank, which is one of my favorite books of all time. GI Combat. Also, a little known fact is he used to write Little Annie Fanny for the Playboy magazine. So he used to do those back in the day. Also did a ton of the Western books. Even created a superhero called Marvel Boy, not to be confused with Captain Marvel or Captain Marvel Jr., but really just an amazing writer, artist.
He writes tanks and westerns and fannies. What more could you want?
Exactly. What more could you ask for in life? So Russ Heath is my my Legacy Award nominee.
I love it.
Good call.
Yep.
Good call. Absolutely.
All right, Sal, buddy.
All right. Guys can make fun of me all you want on this one, but
We do anyway.
I know you're going to.
Venom.
I chose Sal Buscema on this one for my pick. First
Sal
of all, because he's
Sal
because he's
represents the
South.
South.
Come on,
He's a
South, I
Paisan?
gotta go with that. But I really feel he was like the most reliable or most the reliable storyteller of the Bronze Age. He helped define Spider-Man as a grounded street level hero, I think, during this time frame. He had a huge run on Spectacular Spider-Man. He also did Hulk. He did Thor, Avengers, Captain America. He was one of those that like he really prioritized clarity over flashiness, or clarity and momentum over flashiness in a book, which I liked. He was the backbone artist. I think he doesn't get a lot of credit for it because I think maybe his brother gets a little more credit for stuff like that. But I think he just helped define Spider-Man. This is when I started reading Spider-Man, was with him, and this is why I probably chose him as well. But I went with Sal Buscema as my pick.
He really did define the look of Spider-Man for a long, long time.
Yes, he did. Yes,
He was
did.
doing Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man. That was
Right.
his
Right.
I mean, Sal Buscema in the 70s, I mean, when you thought of Spider-Man, you thought of his images.
Right.
He did a lot of Hulk work too.
Yeah, he did.
Rob Space Knight as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I
Yes.
have a great Sal Buscema story.
Yes, he. Oh, yes.
Oh, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
So my aunt used to bowl with Sal.
No.
Bowling with
Yeah.
Sal. I like
Bowling
that.
with
That's
Sal.
my
and
next
his
band
wife.
name.
And so one day she goes up to. Occasionally, people would come to the bowling alley and bring books for him to sign. And one day she goes, "So Sal," she goes, "I have a nephew, and he's into comics too." And like, I told my Aunt Mary, "Aunt Mary, you told Sal Buscema that I'm into comics like Sal Buscema." So she had no clue who he is and what he had done, and the breadth of amazing work that he had done. So actually got to meet him and had him sign my first issue of Rom Space Knight.
Well, you had a interaction with him too on the phone.
Oh yeah, and so she gave him my phone number, and Sal called me on the phone
Wow.
just to talk comics and stuff like that. And
That's
was,
really cool, man.
And you weren't expecting it.
I had no clue. I had
Yeah.
no clue. It's like, "Hey, Mike, this is Sal Buscema." I'm like, "Huh?" Huh?
He's like,
That's
no,
funny.
really, who is this?
He just hangs up.
And I would hear stories about that, about like Kirby too, that
That's-
where he had his phone number just listed in the phone book, and fans would kind of call him, and his wife would answer hello, and they'd be like, "Is this Jack Kirby's house?" And he'd be like, "Jack, phone's for you." And fans would talk to him. I remember reading one story about it. This guy like found out that he lived pretty close to him, and they were like, "Why don't you come over?" And they just invited this kid over, and his mom drove him, and he's talking about their sitting in the kitchen, and like Jack's wife made him sandwiches, and then he's getting to like talk comics with him and watch him draw. And
That's awesome.
yeah,
That's good. That's good. That's a good play date right there, buddy.
yeah.
Real quick, Mike, somebody in the comments was asking if you've been in the military, if you have any experience.
I was a Marine.
Yep.
He was a Marine.
A
He's a
Marine. I was
dog.
a jarhead.
Jarhead.
And Chris was Army down there, so and they still get along.
We
Oh,
love
we
each
love
other.
each other.
They love each other. That's right.
It's those Navy guys that we don't.
The squids.
Some days it's Navy, some days it's Air Force.
Some days it's Space Force.
That's right. And we got Damien as Air Force. That's right. And I was in
Yeah.
military school.
I
for 6
love
years.
David. He's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Awesome. So everyone had great picks. I mean, I don't know if I can top that, but I have to pick somebody, and I'm going a little bit off the beaten path here, that I've been waiting to pick for a very long time. Without this person, there would be no addiction to comics. For me, there'd be no Codex. There'd be no happiness in my life without this guy. Basically taking Marvel to the next level and also making a new line that everyone seems to love. I have to go with the man himself, Jeff Johns. Without him, without Blackest Night, without him doing Flash, New 52 Justice League,
I love it.
Hyde Street, Rogue Exodus, the list goes on forever, creating some iconic characters and bringing back some of the ones that we thought we'd never see again.
True.
Just amazing all the way around, and can't say enough good about the guy.
You got Richard Donner to co-write some issues of Superman with him.
Yep.
That's because he used to work for Richard Donner.
He worked for Donner, yeah.
Yeah.
Before he was a comic writer. Like,
And I think Blackest Night is the greatest event comic ever. I
Ever.
mean,
Well,
every tie-in was
Crisis,
so.
I think, is probably
Well,
the
Crisis is probably historically for importance, but man, every Blackest Night tie-in was
best.
wonderful.
So good.
And then
Meant
with
something.
Johns, with
Yeah.
Johns too, just the poignancy of why he created Stargirl because of the
Mhm.
death of his sister Courtney. What a great living tribute
yeah.
to his sister who perished on that tragic plane crash. So yeah,
At
Jeff
a young
Johns.
age, he changed the face of DC Comics, man.
He sure did. He was a young man and wrote the Justice Society maybe better than anybody ever had.
Yeah.
And when he wrote Aquaman, it was cool the
Yes.
way he wrote him.
Yes.
He would have the stuff in there where people go, "Oh, you talk to fish, you do this," and I always remember this scene where he walks into this
The
this,
restaurant?
seaside
Yeah.
restaurant, and he orders fish, and they look at him like, "Do you eat fish?" And he's like, "Of course." He's like, "What do you?" He's like, "Just because I live underwater, like, what do you think I eat?" And he wasn't and with the talking to fish and all that, and with not just with Aquaman but with other characters, he wasn't afraid to shy away from some of the stuff that was looked at as cheesy or kind of lame by other creators, and he would find a way to embrace it and
Yeah.
still incorporate it into the character, but make it really cool.
Yeah.
Remember
He
that-
did like one of my favorite Aquaman moments where he was at a restaurant and there was a waitress and he was sitting there and everyone was like, "Aquaman's lame," and he just left gold doubloons or whatever for the waitress.
That's
and
how he
was like, "Well,
paid.
I'm someone's favorite Justice League member now. Like, I got her kid through college."
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody's gonna pop out the closet. So,
It's kind of freaking me out.
Chris, I say the same thing about you weekly. Are you in the closet?
Yet you still sit on my lap.
I do.
Chris, come out of the closet. Chris, come out of the closet.
Thank you,
Hey,
Sam.
That was it.
All right, Sal, you want to put this one to bed, buddy?
Actually, I want you to do it because my throat is killing me. I'm losing my voice.
Yeah. That is
Please.
perfectly fine.
Oh.
Everybody, thank you so much for showing up for our award show. Again, thank you to our guest, Tessa,
Wow.
for joining us as
Thanks for
well.
having
It's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you, Tess.
Thank you to this group of Neanderthals as well that come on every week to give you the passion, the knowledge, the entertainment value that you all deserve. We love every single one of you nerds in the chat, and we can't wait to keep going and show you guys what's next. So, without further ado, love you. Have a great Christmas, holiday, whatever you celebrate, and a
Merry
happy
Christmas.
New Year.
Happy
Stay
holidays.
safe. Stay
Happy
safe.
holidays. Merry Christmas.